Met a little girl. How old was she? The German girl
She
you
was
met?
about 7.
Oh wow.
She became Miss Nuremberg, 1958.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How did you meet her? Just
Well, just along the street at in a ski resort that we were up there for Christmas. They had a couple of little hotels that we could go to, and there was nothing going on where we were, so we just went up there.
yeah.
And they were refugees from bigger cities.
I bet you met a lot of refugees along the way.
Yeah. Nearly everybody was a refugee.
Yeah.
You know, it was very much of a turmoil.
Yeah.
And her family had been in Nuremberg,
Mm-hmm.
and she had walked from Nuremberg to Oberstdorf.
Wow.
Yeah.
For people, in 2018, where we're living now, who may not know what the world was like back then, tell us a little bit what the world was like. It's chaos.
It was kind of chaotic and a rough place.
Yeah.
You had to, make a lot of effort just to stay alive.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have food or anything much either. But I lost contact with the family in 48. But I found her in 1994.
Wow. How'd you find her?
I went back to Oberstdorf.
Okay.
And I had pictures that her father had sent me.
Wow.
And that I had taken myself. I have them in the back room.
Oh, that's neat.
On a plaque like this.
Sure.
Just with Gertie. And
her name was Gertie?
Huh?
Well, that was her name, Gertie?
Gertie. Gertie Dietrich.
Okay.
Was her name. You can call it up on the internet and there's a picture of her.
Oh, okay.
Miss Nuremberg, 1958.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah. But she's come here.
Wow.
And visited with us about 3 times, she and her daughter.
Oh, that's really nice.
And that's been a blessing to me, because
sure.
It's great that she was successful and made it through and had a family. And
that was part of your objective, was to help people like that.
Well, sure.
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 And it must have been nice to keep in contact with her over all those years.
The children were not inhibited. They talked to you.
Yeah.
And I was studying German.
Wow.
And that led me to meet, even in combat, I met one lady and her daughter, and out of that, another little girl, about 6 or 7, and I found her in France. Her name is Suzel, and I visited with her. They haven't come to visit with us, but I visited with her, and ate with the family and all that when we've been back.
Would you say that after the war, it really kind of changed your life as far as all these connections you've made and things like that? And how so?
War changes you no matter what. You may not think so, but it does. You're not the same after you go through a war.
Yeah.
Nobody is. And I guess some are changed a little more than others, is about the only difference.
Right.
Yeah, at the end of World War II, they had a cure for PTSD.
What was that?
They shook your hand and told you to get over it.
It's a little different. That's why I called you the greatest generation.
Yeah.
You guys just strapped up your boots and went to work because you had to. You didn't have any other choice.
That's right. That was a cure for PTSD.
Yeah.
Get over it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different.
But it's real.
Sure.
It is real.
Absolutely.
Yeah. To many coped with it well, or not well, but they coped with it.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody was able to cope well with what you see in one of these things.
Right. Well, war isn't natural.
We had no idea anything like this was going on.
Right. Talking about the concentration camps and Dachau especially.
And
none of that's natural. You're never supposed to go through any of that. But after you do, I'm sure it makes you a completely different person.
The men who went in here first, I'm sure, when there were still bodies laying around, there were over 1,000 of them. We came in on this train right here.
Wow.
Same one prisoners came in on. Same track, you know.
Sure.
And that's how we rode. This is transportation for the U.S. Army right here. Cattle cars.
Pretty interesting.
With a little straw on the floor. Same as the prisoners.
No air conditioner, nothing like that.
Here's that small crematorium.
Oh, wow. These are all pictures you took?
I took all of these, except the one. My buddy snapped that one for me.
Wow.
Here's a fella that he and I were in the same unit all the time during the war.
What was his name?
Tom Brackett.
Okay.
From Fremont, Nebraska.
Wow.
Whenever we got moved, we got put in the same company.
That's pretty. Some of the friends that you made while you were there, do you still talk to them over the years? You know, back growing.
We were not able to make many friends of the local people.
Sure.
Because we weren't there long enough for that, and we were in a combat situation, so there were very few civilians around.
How about people that were in your company and everything?
In the company, oh yeah, you became very close to
Keep
everybody.
in touch with them over the years, and
well, there's not many of us left.
Yeah, I know.
I know of two in my company.
Wow. And do you still get to talk to those gentlemen? And
yeah, we get a phone call once in a while, but we're all in our 90s.
Sure. Does it bring back memories to be able to talk to them?
Sure.
And what are they, good memories? And
well, some are, but there's a lot of bad ones along with it. And
war is
usually we remember those with the ones that were there.
Yeah.
We don't share it with others. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you to be a veteran and to be recognized? You know,
we did what we were called upon to do. We didn't volunteer. Many did, of course, and there was no problem with that. But we were drafted, and like I say, a letter from the president. you respond when the president writes you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but we lost a lot of buddies. There's a monument down in Gainesville to the 103rd Division, and there's plaques with the names of those who did not have a round-trip ticket. And there's 840 of them down at Gainesville. If you go through the first information center on 35 going into Texas is where it's located.
Sure.
And if you stand there and look to the west, you can see the water towers of the old camp.
Oh, wow.
They look like silos, but they're water towers.
That's interesting.
And the foundations for the camp are still out there.
Wow. Do you still have very vivid memories of being overseas and fighting and camaraderie among your troops?
The camaraderie was of importance because you're interdependent on each other.
Right.
Totally, you know. And you may not like somebody as well as others, but you knew that you're depending on him.
Right. To save your life.
And even worse than that, he was depending on you.
So there's a lot of trust involved. Yeah.
It had to be.
Yeah.
Wow. At that time, to get a marriage license and to get married in Missouri, you had a time of waiting. You got your license and you had to wait to get married. Well, my wife and I decided we would get married even though the war's going on. We had no idea what's going to happen, but that's okay. And so we went from Missouri, we went to Miami, Oklahoma. That's the closest place. And when we went to the courthouse, and the judge didn't ask me how old I was. He said, "What was your birthday?" And I told him. And he looked around, he said, "Are your parents here?" And I said, "No." He said, "Well, you have to have their consent." I was only 19.
Okay.
And I said, "No, they're not here." And he said, "Well, now this is the judge at the courthouse." He said, The next county seat is Veneta, and I suggest you age between here and Veneta. And I did.
Yeah. That's funny.
At Veneta, I was 21. So
yeah. He grew up a little
bit. So that
bit.
was another one, but we got married in Veneta instead of Miami.
So some good things happened from the war. Some good things happened from the war, getting married.
Sure.
You know, that changed your life.
And we were married 67 years.
Wow. That's
before
awesome.
She passed away. Wow.
Yeah. When did she pass away, your wife?
In 11.
Okay. What was her name?
Bonnie Adele.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Good memories, I bet.
Adell. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so, we were just kind of talking a little bit about what it means for Veterans Day and being a veteran.
And Veterans Day is just a time of, for me, remembering, the names, not just people, but they all had names.
Yeah.
Like the ones on our first day and going up to the front line. We lost half my squad. 2 men dead and 4 men wounded. Right beside me. And their names, I remember their names. Pat Robinson, Jake Tillaba, Caleros, Sindri, Paquette, and Brewer.
Wow.
Well, they're not just figures, they're people.
Right.
And for them, that was the total war. Their training and that one day, and that's all they were involved in.
That's how precious life is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. And how quickly it can go.
Right.
One of them tripped a landmine.
Wow.
Yeah, a Bouncing Betty, which is anti-personnel mine. Very effective. It's still, I understand, it's still in our inventory.
Wow.
That design today for anti-personnel mines.
Sure.
But that was before we got the front line.
So you were one of the lucky ones that made it.
Yeah, we thought, some of us even mentioned, well, this is as bad as it can get. No, it can get worse than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So everyone has a name. And it's not numbers, it's names. Yeah.
With stories and family and lots to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate your service.
Okay.
Absolutely. And
well, appreciate you coming by.
Absolutely.